Big thanks to Saltzmans in Rhode Island, Evan, Richard, and the entire crew there for the constant support, sending over really cool watches that I don't see a whole lot of info on. And of course, they have, the regular stuff, but I tend to really prefer to look at the watches that there's not a whole lot of videos on. And Raymond, Weil is one that at least I don't get a whole lot on the channel. And I gotta say, this guy here, this is the Freelancer. And this thing is a beast. It's not like a big watch per se. It is a good sized watch, but the weight, this thing weighs 194 grams. It is very substantial feeling. Now it's not sized or anything, it's full length, but still, like, in the build quality of this is incredible. And I'm just impressed. The price point, it's up there a little bit, $2,500 basically. But get a hold of Richard. All that information will be down in the description. Just click that. You can go to their website and you can directly, get a hold of them there, or you can just call them. I have that information down below. Let's get into this watch though. Nice dial. Size, 42.5 millimeter wide. The lug to lug is a 50 millimeter. Those lugs do not turn down dramatically like a lot of watches. It's more of a flat, almost flat bottom, but we'll do a wrist check on it here in a little bit. You'll see that with this bracelet, it just works on my wrist for sure. The thickness though, only 11.95. So it's pretty thin, just squeaking underneath that 12 millimeter mark. And then you have that 22 millimeter lug opening, and this bracelet does taper down to 18. And then I'm gonna spend a couple seconds on this clasp because it is very decorative and clean looking with the RW logo in these double pushers. Now, when you open it up, it's really well made, really milled out. You have a dive extension. You don't have any micro extensions though. So a little weird on that, but these links are pretty short. But I want to point out something for those clasp snobs out there. That is one of the more robust double pusher designs that I've seen. It's fully captured, and you have, instead of just post, those are like milled out chunks of steel. So again, that's getting super watch nerdy, but I like that stuff. So the way it captures in there, it really locks in. You can kind of see that. So a different design. I've not seen anybody do that. Screw down case back. No quick adjust there, but they do have reliefs in the end links, so you can get your spring bar tool in there. Not a problem, and get it sized. You have really nice hardware. You're going to need a pretty tight blade, and you have no way of pushing it out on this side. So really high quality bracelet, really refined looking. And I'm guessing the hardware is also very well done because of that. So did I fit it? No. 7 millimeter screw down crown, 300 meter water resist. The movement inside, the caliber RW4200. What movement is that? I don't know. What these brands do is they'll change a couple of parts or just a rotor or whatever like that on a ETA or a Salida, or pick whatever movement they're using, and then they can label it themselves. That gives them the freedom that, because of supply chain issues or whatever like that, they can source whatever movement they need. Typically it's going to be like the ETA 2824 and the SW200 are kind of interchangeable as far as like fitting into a watch. Now, all of the other movements I think in the watch brand lined up are typically Salidas, so I suspect this also is a Salida. Now, I can typically tell by the way it winds. Nice pop on the crown, so let's wind it. Yeah, that's an SW200. So now, this is going to sound weird, but again, watch nerd. If you go to wind an SW200 or ETA 2824, it has some resistance to it. If you go to wind the higher grade of those same brands, it feels less like no feedback from it. It almost free spins, but you got to listen to it and really feel for it. It is still winding, but it's just the winding mechanism is just a little different. So this is definitely an SW200. In my opinion, based on handling a lot of watches. Let's check out the bezel action. This is a ceramic bezel insert. 120 click. Nice audible, good tactile feel. Of course, lines up. And you do have like a little bit of a metal. Is that metal? No, that's just the No, that's metal. You have a little bit of a metal reveal in between the ceramic and the crystal, so that's nice. The other thing I'm going to point out, the dial symmetry on this and the dial look is absolutely beautiful. We'll do a close shot here. You can see really nice sharp hand applied markers, a gradient. What color do we call that? Anthracite dial. I had to search there for a second. My archives in the brain. Check out the date window. It's kind of like a rounded off triangle, double layered or chamfered. And then look at the font they chose. I cycled through all the numbers and I wanted to show you the 16 just because I thought it really showed off the font they used. That it's just cool. It's different, it's cool, and it's fun. And watches should be fun. Let's pop it on my 7 1/4 inch wrist so you can see what that looks like. And of course, we'll close out with lume. RW says it's white superluminova. So does that mean it's BGW9? I haven't checked this out in the dark. Does that mean it's BGW9 that glows blue? Or is this actually going to glow white? We'll find out together. Well, let me put it on wrist. Damn, this thing is a tank. Now, you're going to size it. There's plenty of bracelet there. But the thing feels... Typically, you know, a lot of people will associate weight with quality. Well, this one feels super high quality and it's a little heavy. So those two things combined together, I do like it. I don't know. I know it's a quality, well-built watch, but the weight also plays a little trick on my mind where I'm just like, man, that's a sick watch. Like that's got some substance to it. If you have a little scale and you have a bunch of watches, go weigh some of the watches in your collection that you think are a little heavy. I guarantee you they're nowhere near 194. They're probably like 178, 182, right in there. You probably don't have any watches that are full linked up that weigh 194. You might, but I doubt it. Let me give you a quick blast with the UV light here. Turn off the studio lights. And we'll see what color lume this is. Yeah, that's what I thought. They said white, but typically what they really mean is it's BGW9, which glows blue, but in normal light, so you can see it with the lights on, it'll be a really white color to it. And I think that's a good choice for this watch. Thanks for watching. See you on the next vid.